We're here at Radiodays in Athens. Bari is here from Pineapple Studios.
Yes, Pineapple Street Studios.
Why called Pineapple?
Because it's great. Actually, the co-founders just kind of came up with that name and it stuck.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. It's catchy.
Now, you were talking about the importance of video for podcasting. And the question was, why are all the best podcasters becoming video producers? Why are they?
It seems to be the trend. Everybody wants to be in video, and I think a huge part of that is because of discoverability. It's really hard to find podcasts through the podcast apps, and YouTube is a great place to actually get discovered and have people find your content. I am actually not necessarily gung-ho about the whole video thing.
Oh, really?
I am learning my way into it, basically. I come from an audio background, and so now we're all trying to figure out, is it actually the right move for a show, and making sure that we're doing it for the right reasons and not just because it's the trend.
And because people think, well, it's the only thing that will get us ears?
Yeah.
Is it to have those shorts online that will hopefully they'll translate across?
Right, and is it worth changing everything about your production for shorts, basically? Which sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it really is the way to bring in audience, and sometimes it really can lead to more opportunities. But sometimes the answer is no, and the audio is the way to go, and it works best for the host. So I really was talking about, when you are considering this pivot, here's what you should be thinking about.
Because it does change the dynamic. If you're thinking of like a one-on-one interview for a podcast, and then all of a sudden you want to make it, at the standard of video that we've come to expect from podcasts, you're talking about 3 cameras, you're talking about lighting in that space. It changes the kind of whole dynamic, doesn't it?
It changes the whole dynamic. It changes the budget.
Yeah.
It changes a lot of things. I think it changes one of the things that people originally loved about podcasting and hosting a podcast is how convenient it can be.
Yes.
And how you can just have it be something where you don't have to dress up for it. You don't have to think about how you look, and you're having this really intimate conversation. And video can change that, but it doesn't have to either. It can be really great.
Okay.
I'm also for it.
Do you find that sometimes, smaller teams, of course, with smaller resources, when they start doing video, well then some of the attention they would have been putting into audio, the soundscapes, the storytelling, just using, telling the message into people's brains, now they have to split that because a large portion of time then is going on the video. So does the audio sometimes suffer then as a result?
I think it definitely can. One of the things I was talking about was I was a loyal listener for 4 years. Every single Tuesday this podcast would drop and I was listening to it. When they moved from a network to independent, I was on the Patreon. But when they did that move, they also moved to video, and suddenly their podcast became unlistenable.
Really?
Because they just kept talking about what they were seeing. They were drawing and things like that, and not thinking about the fact that it's a different audience. And if you are doing that intentionally, it can work and it can be great. But if you're not,
it became video first, not audio first.
Yeah, which can work if that is the type of audience that you're trying to get.
Is it still a podcast if it's on video, or is it a vidcast?
Were you in my session? My last
No.
question was, at what point are we just making a TV show? And
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
You're making TV shows.
But hey, that's
fools.
great. We love TV.
Yeah, we do, but it's still not a podcast. Well, Barry, finally, we're asking everyone here what they love about radio, audio, podcast.
I love the connections, both on mic, off mic, in front of, it is a really community-driven environment. I think that's one of the things you get at a conference like this. You really get to meet people.
I just realized, Barry, the irony is we're doing this on video.
I know we are. And the thing is, I don't know where to look. That's the thing about me. I'm like, when I have podcasts, I don't have to think about that. But I'm like, do I look at you? Do I look there? We're like,
Barry, you looked at the perfect places. Thank you so much.
Thank you.